Yo, what is good, YouTube? It is your boys back at it again from the Sports Scoop. Today we got you with NBA video. As you guys may have heard, the NBA will be coming back July 31st with this new 22-team format. If you guys are new, make sure to like and subscribe. We have a huge video coming tomorrow, so make sure to tune into that. And if you haven't already, make sure to watch our other videos. But yeah, we're just gonna talk about this because Adam Silver and the governors in the NBA just kind of came out with this plan for the NBA. It's about a month and a half away, I would say, or about 2 months away, more or less. And so, yeah, we're just kind of going to talk about it. So to give you guys backgrounds, if you guys don't know, so as far as I can tell, 22 teams are coming back, 13 from the – which conference? 13 from the
Western Conference.
West, and then 9 from the East. And coming back for July 31st. And it's kind of like a tournament, if I can tell. I think it's 8 regular season games, and then it goes to the playoffs. And funny enough, the Portland Trailblazers voted against this, which, that's kind of weird. I don't know why they would do that. But yeah, I guess, Serge, what have you heard about this? What do you think about what's happening in the NBA?
Well, I like the idea. My one concern is, especially with the pandemic going on, I think it brings back maybe too many teams. Like, I'm kind of skeptical of the Suns being back and the Wizards being back, considering they're kind of a little far away from the 8th seed. But overall, I really like the idea. I like the details. So basically, this is how it's going to work. There's going to be 8 seeding games, and at the end of the year, if there is a potential to be a playing game or not be a playing game. If there is a team 4 games within the 8th seed, then there will be a playing game. If there's no teams within 4 games of the 8th seed, then there will not be. I think that makes it much more fair. It seems like the Memphis Grizzlies or the Orlando Magic or the Brooklyn Nets. So I like the idea.
Wait, Henry, just cut this March Madness. It's like one of my favorite things of the year.
Same.
By far. And I kind of like this kind of tournament like style, which I love. I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna make the summer like awesome because of how we're gonna have NBA and soccer's coming back, and obviously
it will
football,
definitely generate a lot more.
It'll generate a lot more. I think the viewing, like television wise, on these games is gonna skyrocket. And I think a lot of the broadcasters are going to be making a ton of money, so I think they're definitely excited to do that. But I agree. I think it might be a little bit risky to bring back as many teams, as you said, sir, like the Suns, who I personally don't think have a chance.
I don't think they're worth it to be even in seeding games.
What are some other teams? The Wizards, I believe, right?
Yeah.
The Wizards.
I think it'll also be tough for them. I don't know if those teams are really contenders. They deserve to be. Nothing against them. Their teams aren't terrible, but you want to bring back as few teams as you can, also to ensure the health and safety of your players, along with also we want to make sure every game is good with talent. And yeah.
Okay, so I'm just, because we kind of just got the news. So what I'm reading now is it says the season restart would begin with 8 seeding games for each returning team and include the possibility of a play-in tournament for the 8th and final playoff seed in each conference, depending on combined records across regular season games and seeding games. And then once that 16-game playoff field is set, then it goes regular 7-game series to the finals. I think it's great. I think I think it's going to be great. But the one thing that I'm kind of concerned about is now they have no off season. How is that going to play into next year? Are they going to have to delay next year? Not only if COVID-19 were to leave, to find a cure or just die down, how would they get their players from no immediately into another season after, say, they won a championship? But then you can also argue because they had how many months? 2 months off from the game.
I've been hearing of rumors of maybe a Christmas Day return, honestly, because that's what happened actually during the lockout season, which last happened in I want to say 2011 or 2010, one of those years. So
Okay.
I would like that idea, shortened season next year, and then we can get back to how it normally goes.
Yeah, right.
It's definitely going to be a very weird transition. I do know that as of right now, and I expect this to happen on schedule. The NBA, sorry, draft lottery is scheduled to happen on August 25th.
Okay, right. Um, Chris, what do you think about this? Any?
Well, first of all, I like, I'm just happy the NBA is coming back. Just like for starters,
Yeah,
um,
right.
as a massive NBA fan, and but I definitely agree. I think there's too many teams coming back because, like, what are the odds are slim that the Wizards make the playoffs.
Or the
Like,
Suns make the playoffs.
yeah, they're the Suns. Like, it's really just in the Western Conference, it's more or less a race between the Pelicans and the Grizzlies fighting for that night.
And
I
yeah,
think personally, I think they should have done in like maybe like 10 teams because the top like 10 teams in each conference.
Mhm.
Because I'm liking this. I like what they have right now. But
Mhm.
personally, I think they should have done 10 teams in each conference. Narrow it down a little more in the Western, because there's 13 teams is just kind of
Yeah,
like too many.
yeah,
Uh,
right.
there's not going to be a 13-team race or more or less a 5-team race for that 8th seed. Like it's probably just going to be like a 2, maybe 3-team race for that seed.
Yeah,
So yeah, and I think that this is going to give. I think teams that aren't playing, like especially in the Eastern Conference next season, depending on when they come back and how they approach it,
Mhm.
I think this might give them the teams that finally got rest and you're
Mhm.
using this as their off season will give them maybe a slight advantage towards the beginning of the year because of body wear, fatigue.
Yeah, right. I mean,
And yeah,
that's um, it's kind of crazy because that's gonna be like just shy of like half a year of not playing in an NBA game for teams that aren't in this tournament. Because it's not only that, as I just read, so the season is tentatively scheduled for July 31st. So if that goes according to plan, then the draft lottery surge, as you said, is August 25th, and then the draft
and
would happen on October 15th. So that would assuming that all works out, then the NBA season would be pushed to December 1st. To December 1st, and that December 1st is a first game, and some of these teams that aren't coming back in this playoff haven't played since late to mid March, which is insane. But yeah, I mean, I think also for a team this year, if they win the finals, like yeah, it's amazing, but like you don't have fans there, it's like
it's
it's
obviously
you
going to
feel
be a
like you didn't
different
work as
aura.
much because you didn't have the full NBA regular season, and I wonder how not being able every player not being able to play that full regular season, having this much time off, is that gonna make these games insane and high scoring since they've been able to practice so much, or is it gonna make it they haven't played in so long that they're gonna be low scoring games like a college game? Um, yeah, but then like if you think about it, them being tired would be bad defense, so higher scoring, but then them being like good, it's still high scoring. Like I don't know how to explain that, but like it could be high scoring either way. Charlie, sorry we didn't get to you. What do you think about this?
Yeah, no, so I am not the biggest fan. Like, I love basketball, but me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of like the NBA as a league. I much prefer watching college basketball
Yeah, right.
because I feel like the NBA already puts way too many teams in the playoffs, and now they're adding to that, and they took every single team that was not mathematically eliminated and put them in this chance to win the finals when I mean, the race in the East was already almost over with only a few games left. The Wizards were like 6 games behind the Magic and did not have a very good chance of being in this playoff. So I think they just have way too many teams in there, and it's just not going to be the same.
Yeah. So if you guys didn't know, the 22 returning teams are the Milwaukee Bucks, Toronto Raptors, Boston Celtics, Miami Heat, Indiana Pacers, Philadelphia 76ers, Brooklyn Nets, Orlando Magic, Washington Wizards. That's from the Eastern Conference, and then from the Western Conference, it's the Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, Jazz, Thunder, Rockets, Mavericks, Grizzlies, Trailblazers, Pelicans, Kings, Spurs, and Suns. and that's as I said from the Western Conference. So each returning team will play 8 seeding games, as we've said. So that I didn't know that. So it's 8 games that they'll each be playing. If you guys didn't know. So yeah, that's yeah. I think it's definitely gonna be fun to watch. Serge, you have anything more to add?
Well, yeah, I'm really excited. For the 8 seeding games. I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna really be having an exactly close eye on the Eastern Conference
Right.
because I'm very confident of who the 8 teams will be, and even after when we get into the playoffs, I'm pretty sure there's only a few select teams that I feel like have a chance to win the conference this year. The Western Conference will be much more wide open. I'm
Yeah.
really excited to see that 8 seed is going to be a close battle. Grizzlies, obviously, I love them with John Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jonas Valanciunas. And then, of course, you have the Blazers with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum and Yusuf Nurkic.
Just
And
a
then, of
clutch
course,
from
the
Damian
Pelicans.
Lillard.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And then, of course, with the Pelicans, Zion, Brandon Ingram. It's going to be there's a lot of talent in the Western Conference from top to bottom. Honestly, I think it's going to be much closer. Sure, the Lakers, I think, are the clear-cut number 1 team right now. But I honestly see there's a lot of teams that can win in the Western Conference. Because, of course, there's the Clippers.
Mhm.
Don't count out the Nuggets with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray.
Mhm.
I like even though they're 17, I really like the Dallas Mavericks with Luka and Kristaps Porzingis. So I'm really excited for the Western Conference, especially.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think the Western Conference is definitely going to be much more closer with I love that Grizzlies team as well with John Morant. I think it sucks that we didn't get to see him and Zion finish out their rookie season because they were such promising players. And I think that rookie race would have been really, really tight, especially the way Zion came back with a boom for the Pelicans. But I think if it were to come down to a matchup between the Blazers and the Grizzlies, I think just Dame's clutch to literally end teams playoffs with one shot, as he did to the Thunder, is insane.
And
It's
as he did
clutch.
to the Rockets.
And to the Rockets, yeah, right. Yeah, I think if it comes down to that, I think it's definitely gives them a little bit of the upper hand. But what I'm confused, so as I can tell, there's the 8 seeding games, and then then the standings based on those seeding games and the regular season depends on the seeds for each conference. Is that right? Or do you guys not know?
Well, wait, can you repeat the question, please?
So would it be depending on those 8 seeding games that every team from each conference that's coming back has to play and the regular season before it was cut off? I think if I'm right, then after that it's after that then depending on each team's schedule, what am I saying? Each team's record, then that depends on the seeds.
Yeah, basically the seedings are based on the combined record from the games played before the coronavirus just postponed the season and the 8 seeding games. Those combined records will determine the seeding.
Oh, okay.
So now,
was that your question?
Yeah, that was.
What I don't like about that is why are they bringing Phoenix back or Washington back if they would have to win 7 of their 8 games and have Memphis or Orlando lose all
And it
of
wouldn't
theirs?
just be those teams. It'd also be like for Phoenix, they'd also have every team ahead of them to lose a lot of games. Like they'd also have
that's what I'm saying.
Portland
So,
to lose a lot of games. They'd have to have New Orleans lose a lot of games, and hell, even the Spurs to lose a lot of the games.
So why is Phoenix like? Are they? Is it possible for Phoenix to?
I mean, it's obviously possible. They wouldn't
it's
bring them
possible,
back
but it's
if
highly
it
unlikely. But I just don't see the point, especially
it's
if
like
it's
the Raiders
extremely
when
unlikely.
it was like, did you guys see it this season when the Raiders, it was like a ton of games that had to happen, like different outcomes for the Raiders to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's different. That's just that you play out the entire season. But if you're only going to have select teams, the best of the best, to have a chance to make the playoffs, then why include Phoenix when their chances to make the playoffs are almost mathematically impossible?
Yeah. So I also think we mentioned the Grizzlies, Blazers, and Pelicans mainly in the race for that 8th spot. But I don't think it's too early to count out Sacramento because they have just as many wins as New Orleans, and with Buddy Hield and De'Aaron Fox, who are both great in the backcourt, and then Marvin Bagley, who's a beast inside. I don't think it's too early to count them out.
I know, I agree with you, but the problem is with Sacramento, they're a good team, but I still don't think they're there yet because
Yeah.
it's not like they're gonna get to play against every teams who are particularly, although they shouldn't be tanking. They're gonna have to be playing against the best for every game that they play, and I don't know that Sacramento has the firepower, even with very good players, but they're gonna have to go against the likes of even with the teams that they're playing against for the 8th seed. I think they're outmatched with, of course, John Morant and John Morant for the Grizzlies, or Dame Lillard, CJ McCollum for the Blazers, and Zion and Brandon Ingram for the
I
the
agree. I mean,
Pelicans.
like, don't get me wrong, the caliber of some of those players, like De'Aaron Fox is an incredible player, but Buddy Hield, great shooter, good player, but like he's a little bit of an above average player,
How
I
is
would
he going to
say.
hold his own against the other stars?
I don't think Marvin Bagley, he's a great player, but he's not an Anthony Davis, he's not Nikola Jokic, he's not a Zion Williamson, so it's not like they have good role players that are above average and definitely can become better, but for right now, I don't think they're looking to make. I think obviously they want to make the playoffs, but I don't think that that's something that they're definitely gonna want to do. Chris, you got anything else to add?
Nothing really. I just want. I'm standing behind what I said before. Too many teams in it. Like half of these teams are gonna like end up having like high, like the Wizards they're probably gonna have like a top 5 pick in the lottery. That just proves, and that's their own pick. It's not like that's traded for. So that just proves, how like for the season and what like just they just I don't know. I just don't see them making the playoffs.
Yeah. All right, Henry, you gotta cut this part. Sir, you cannot keep typing. All I hear is click, click, click in the background. You gotta stop typing.
That's not me. I don't even have my Chromebook.
Oh, who is typing?
It's not me.
Do you guys see that? It's like I don't know.
That's not me.
All right, never mind. All right, restart in 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, that's it. We kind of just wanted to update you guys on what's going on in the NBA right now. Kind of came out recently.
Kian. Wait. Dude, shouldn't we make our predictions and then we go?
Yeah, I was gonna say just like who we think like that at least that like 8 seed in the West should be, and then who we think will win it all.
Sure. Just 8 and 1 seed. We're not doing like the whole thing.
Yeah, no, not the whole thing.
Just 8 seed and who do you think is gonna go in the finals and who's gonna win?
Yeah, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. So now I kind of want you guys to like predict what we think. Not all the games, but kind of 8th seed and number 1 seed in finals. I can go first. I think 1 seed for the West. It's gonna be close, but I'm gonna go with Lakers, and that's only because I think just the experience with LeBron and some of their players there is just gonna take them, and I know you guys are like, oh, but like everyone predicts the Lakers, but I think that's what's gonna that's the team that's gonna make it. And then for the 8th seed in the West, I don't know. I wanna say the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies have what it takes to win games and get that 8th seed, and I think they will. But I think also the Pelicans could be in contention for that. Even maybe the Spurs, possibly the Kings. But I think the Grizzlies will get that. I think the Pelicans will probably go high, like get like 7th maybe spot, 7th seed. Yeah. Now for the finals, I say gets to the finals, and I think that I think the Lakers are gonna win the finals this year. I think they will. I know that's not a great
Who do you have them beating?
I have them probably going up either against the Celtics or the Bucks. And I think it's probably gonna be the Bucks. So yeah, I have them going against the Bucks finals. They win probably like close 3-4 series, but I think that they win that. Chris, what are your predictions?
All right. So for my first seed in the West, you know, I mean, I'm gonna have to say the Lakers. I mean, it just kind of goes without saying. LeBron. I mean, you know this man's work ethic. You know he wasn't slacking off during quarantine. You know that. So you already know he's going to come back strong. So I think he's really going to make it a big splash. Then AD just going to cook it up as usual. So I got the Lakers being my first seed. I definitely agree with you. I got Memphis being my 8th seed. I just think John Morant is going to turn up. Like probably in my top 5 players to watch coming back, he's probably my number like 2 player.
Yeah.
This. All right, then if I had to do my first and 8 for the, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's pretty much gonna stay the same in the East. Not much is gonna change. We're only doing 9 teams. I think it's pretty. I don't think there's gonna be much change. I think it's gonna be the exact same as it is currently.
Yeah.
The finals prediction, I got Lakers and Celtics. Just because, the Lakers. I mean, they're obviously a powerhouse, and I have the Lakers winning in 5. Obviously the Lakers just powerhouse, and then I have the Celtics because I think they can. I think it's going to be in the Eastern Conference Finals, Celtics versus Bucks matchup. So basically, Jason Tatum squaring off against Giannis. I think Tatum's really going to step up in that, and he's really going to prove himself as like a player who can handle himself in the playoffs, even though he's very in his early 20s. I believe he's like 22.
20. Yeah.
He's young.
I have no idea. He's my favorite player too, so I should know this.
Yeah.
I really think he's going to step up coming back. So yeah.
Charlie, what about yours?
So unfortunately, I have the same number 1 seeds. I have Lakers and Bucks, just because I think 8 games is not enough for them to be overtaken. The Bucks would have to lose all of their games, and the Raptors win all of theirs for the Bucks to get past. So I don't think the Bucks will lose the number 1 spot. So the Bucks are my number 1 in the East, followed by the Magic as number 8 in the East. I don't think that'll change. And then in the West, I think the Lakers have a 5-game lead over the Clippers, and I don't think that the Lakers are going to lose 6 or 7 of their games. So I think the Lakers will be the number 1 there. And then number 8, I think Portland. I think that in this small 8-game season, very similar to like just a 7-game playoff experience. And I think that the one thing that the Blazers have that the Pelicans and Grizzlies and Spurs don't have is, or not the Spurs, but the Pelicans and the Grizzlies at least, is experience. John Morant is a rookie. Zion also a rookie, and I think that the Blazers with Lillard is just one of the most clutch players in the league, and I think that he is going to be able to do enough to get them their 8th spot. As for my finals prediction, I actually have the Clippers over the Bucks. I think Kawhi.
Clippers over the Bucks.
Clippers over the Bucks.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant no. Never mind. Sorry. Yeah. Keep going.
I think that after Kawhi proved last season that he is good enough to lead a team to the finals and win, and that was without Paul George. Now it's both Kawhi and Paul George with like Montrezl Harrell at center. I think that's just a force to be reckoned with. I think that's the top team.
Yeah, man. Charlie, sorry to interrupt, but wait. I mean, the Trailblazers as the 8th seed. Only way I can see that is, do we know when Nurkic and Zach Collins are coming back? Is it if they come back during this? That's the only way I can see it.
No, yeah. I have no idea.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know when they're scheduled to come back after missing the whole.
Yeah, but I think that will be a deciding factor as well.
Yeah.
Thanks for pointing that out.
Serge, what are your predictions?
What do you think?
Basically, I think coming off of quarantine, a long wait. I think here's one of the most important factors: chemistry. So, I think obviously I agree with all of you, Lakers and Bucks. I just can't see it happening. Like Charlie said, there's too few games for either of them to be overtaken. The eighth seed again. I also have the Magic. I think I could see maybe the Nets. I don't know if they do. If the could overtake them, I don't know, but it's gonna be one of those two. I'm gonna go Magic.
For sure.
And then I'm going to go for the eighth seed in the West. I'm also not going to go very flashy here. Memphis, they're also 3.5 games ahead of the pack. So, and as long as they go, even just 500 should probably be enough to get them to the playoffs. Again, John Morant, Jonas Valanciunas, Jaren Jackson, young team, but they have a lot of talent and blended in really quickly. So I think Memphis is the eighth seed. And now for my playoff picks, these two teams, I'm also not going to go flashy again. I'm sorry, but it's going to be the Bucks versus Lakers because these teams all year have been the two best teams in the league. I think yes, you could make an argument for the Clippers, but I just feel like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, they were starting to get their chemistry, but now they're going to have a long wait and they're still first year together. Yes, Anthony Davis and LeBron James, it's the same way, but they definitely had better chemistry from day one. So I've got in Milwaukee, they kept basically the same team except for losing Malcolm Brogdon to Indiana. So I like those two teams. I think I'm gonna have the Lakers beating the Bucks because I just think that yes, Milwaukee had a better record, so you could argue that they're the better team, but I honestly think they were playing in a much easier Eastern Conference than the Lakers playing in a much tougher Western Conference. And I like LeBron James. I trust him. I trust Anthony Davis. I think Giannis, he's going to have to definitely do a lot to beat against these two guys. He's a great player, and I think this year's will go the distance. I think it's going to go 6 games or 7 games, but I'm going to go with the Lakers.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, guys. Thank you, guys. That's kind of the rundown. Hopefully, you guys, if you got it to the end of this video, make sure to give it a great big thumbs up and subscribe. Yeah, well, we kind of just, if some of this stuff was like didn't make sense, we kind of are kind of new to it. We just kind of heard about it. So, yeah. Thank you guys so
and
much for watching.
Also, comment your predictions in the
Yeah,
in the
comment your
comments
predictions.
below.
Definitely comment your
For sure.
predictions. All right, guys. See ya.